Hey Gemini, welcome to my space. I am filming in my garden right now, so it's Taurus season, so I felt the need to really, connect with my garden and connect while I connect with you guys. Okay, so this particular reading is in regards to your family relationships. Okay, so this is a timeless reading. This is not necessarily about like a specific time in your life, or like it's not your family relationships this year. It could be. It's just timeless. So whenever you need to hear this message is when you need to hear the message, right? But I will be doing more of these family readings and also friendship relationship readings. All of your platonic messages, I'm going to be doing more of those in the future and connecting with you guys on those topics, because when you heal your family relationships, or you heal yourself when it comes to your roots and your ancestors, there's so much healing involved in that, right? So let's go ahead and jump right in. Gemini, all of my Geminis out there, universe, source, archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, gods, goddesses, for the sign of Gemini, for all signs of Gemini, for their family relationships. If you're married with children, that's a family relationship. If you are not married but you have children and you're a single parent, that is still considered a family unit, right? And if you're not married but you have a significant other, you guys share resources, you guys have money together, and you guys raise children together, that's still considered a family unit, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, me and my boyfriend, we're not married, but we've been living together and growing together. We consider ourselves a family unit, right? So whatever family unit means for you, that's what this message is about. Okay, Gemini? All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what the universe has in store, or what it wants to talk to you about in regards to your family. For Gemini, universe, source, 2 cards from the top of the deck for Gemini and their family relationships. Happy Taurus season, by the way. I'm reading you guys in Taurus at the Taurus season. Speaking of Taurus, we have Sun in Taurus, practicalities, boost self-worth and finances. Very beautiful. And then we have success after a setback, eclipse in Sagittarius, growth. Okay. So, Gemini, as far as your family history or your family's energy, I think Leo got this card too. So some of you Gemini are dealing with a Leo, or you have Leo in your family or in your chart. But when it comes to money, it seems that your family has really struggled financially, Gemini, for a very long time. If not for a very long time, there was just a chapter or a year where it was just really bad, okay? But the universe is showing me here that at some point, or maybe soon in the future, maybe this year, I'm getting something else here. Okay, I'm gonna continue with my initial thought. Soon, your family's financial situation will improve. Okay, I do see that happening. Now, for others of you, or maybe for the collective that I'm speaking to, Gemini, I don't feel, some of you guys, your family they carry this energy of a lack of self-worth, or their self-worth is attached to how much money they have. And you may carry that with you in some way, shape, or form. Please don't hold on to that notion. Just because you don't have a lot of money does not mean that you are not worth anything, or that you don't have value. Money does not bring value to our souls, or it doesn't bring value to us as human beings. It brings value to our, our physical things that we purchase, right? So the types of clothes we wear, the type of food that we eat, Whatever you're able to afford, there's certain value to that depending on how much you're able to afford, but it does not bring or take away your value as an individual. Okay, so there are those of you where your parents may have raised you, they may not have said these things to you, but in some ways you have picked up this notion that, oh, I don't have a lot of money, or I don't come from a lot of money, so like I'm just a poor person, or I'm broke, or I'm just like, no. Get that out of your vernacular, get that out of your head. You may need to unlearn some of those ideas or ideals that your family may have instilled in you in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Yeah, and even if you're a parent yourself, and you may feel like, oh, I'm just a poor person. Like, no. Maybe you're poor financially, or maybe you're just financially struggling, but that does not mean that you have to be poor in spirit, in mind, body, and soul, or in your heart, right? You have people who don't have a lot of money, but they're very rich in their bodies. They're very healthy. They eat healthy, right? I know for a fact, like my family, they don't necessarily come from a lot either, but they're very healthy people because of what they eat, right? They're rich in how they take care of their bodies, right? They're rich in their hearts. They're rich in their minds, right? And I also had to unlearn that, growing up, that money does not make me more valuable or less valuable, right? So sometimes those types of notions or ideals come from our family or our ancestral background, and that's just something that needs to be lifted off of your shoulders because it came from family notions. Okay, some family members in your family, Gemini, may treat other people in your family better because they have money, and they may talk about it behind another family member's back because they don't have money, certain things like that. It could be for one of you, but I do see that your family is destined for success because of the hard work that they've put in. There has been a setback for some of you financially with your family. If you have your own family, or maybe it's just your parents, you growing up, your siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, where there was a setback financially. Okay. Setback with a job or a career. But I feel that you guys are coming out of that, okay? You guys are coming out of it. You don't have to worry about it, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and see what the tarot has to say in regards to your family. And then we're going to clarify them. Universe source, please pull 5 cards for us in regards to their family relationships. This eclipse energy that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, Gemini, is going to probably also touch on your value as a person and bring up some traumas from your past, especially if it has to do with your family. So make sure that you're facing those things, okay? Okay, Gemini. Let's see for Gemini, universe source, for their family relationships. 5 cards for Gemini. Oops. Some of you guys, Gemini, your family is very religious or very, very, very traditional. Gemini. Bottom of the deck, you have the Star card. That's Aquarius. So some of you guys have an Aquarius in your family. A very healing type of energetic person, very loving, very very beautiful energy in your family. Okay, this could be a parent. This can also just represent a brand new chapter of healing in your family when it comes to your finances, okay, or when it comes to your values, your overall values. Okay, yeah, there could have been some arguments in your family, some disagreements, or maybe there's one part of your family that doesn't agree with the other. There's always fights. Could have been because of these financial setbacks, okay. A lot of chaos with that. We have the Knight of Cups, okay, so could be someone in your family that wants to apologize to you, okay. I don't know why I get the sense for some of you Gemini, there's a person or there's some people in your family who's very selfish. They just like to fight, and then, you know, you guys have all these disagreements, but when they need something, they have their hand out, but they never really return the favor. I feel like there's some of you Gemini that are dealing with that in your family. We have the Fool card. So some of you guys are taking a leap of faith with something. Somebody may be bringing in an apology or wanting to talk to you and show some love to you. Maybe it could be a sibling, a parent, aunt or an uncle, a cousin. So somebody may take a leap of faith and do something really nice for you after a fight or a disagreement here. We're going to clarify these in a moment. Okay, so we have the tarot, the Tower card. So you guys, there's a huge change that's going to be happening, especially with this eclipse in Scorpio that's happening this year in May, in less than a month. So you're going to be forced to take a leap of faith here, Gemini. You're going to be forced to take a leap of faith because everything is just kind of burning down in your family, or something was just burning down. Something was just, it was like a lot of arguments, just too much stress, too much animosity, right? Not seeing eye to eye. And I feel that the universe is like, this is we've had enough. Like, it's time to level up. It's time to, some of you guys, maybe your house burned down, okay, at some point. Maybe your family had to deal with, you know, having to move. But I do feel that this change, which is good change, you and maybe a couple other family members have decided, like, okay, look, I gotta go do something different. I gotta go do something better here. Because this setback has forced you to move towards a better place. You don't need to be afraid of it, Gemini. If this is going to cause you to walk away from your family, so be it. I'm going to clarify these in a moment. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So maybe when you were younger, once again, like you guys didn't, maybe when you were younger, your parents just did not have a lot of money. Okay. Maybe you had to fend for yourself at a young age as well, Gemini. Yeah, some of you guys, your house burned down. Others of you, maybe one of your parents had you when they were very young. Okay, or maybe not very young. They may have had you when they were a little bit older, actually, because I look at the Knight of Cups here as like a younger man or woman, but not necessarily, right? Your parents could have had you when they were in their 30s, or maybe even when they hit 40. Okay. But there is like some animosity or argument. Maybe you argued with your parents a lot, or you just, some people just didn't see eye to eye in your family. Okay. Others of you, Gemini, you come from a family where your ancestors fought each other. There were some ancestors maybe from two different cultures, two different clans, or two different countries who maybe a long time ago fought each other, went to war with one another. But as time went on, you know, everybody was just enjoying themselves after that war, whoever won, and this is your ancestors, okay? But at some point, you guys, something happened where you in your generation, or your parents' generation, or your grandparents' generation, something happened where maybe their country burned down, or had another war or something completely crumbled, a government, something. And you and your family were forced out of that country, or forced to move because you saw this happening. I feel like some of you guys, Gemini, if you're from a different country, or if you had to move because things were getting worse in your country, your family needed to move. Because they already saw that things were not going to go so well in your country or where you were living. And so it could be that those two cultures who were fighting, who were your ancestors a long time ago, actually came together hundreds of years later, and this is who you are. You know, you this is your family now. You know, in this light, in these modern day times, but in ancient times, or maybe a few hundred years ago, your ancestors or your family fought. Could be that as well. Okay, so maybe you come from a culture that started out very and from humble beginnings, very tough beginnings, but now your culture is actually building itself after completely crumbling and completely needing to destroy ego and destroy old patterns of behavior and old notions, old ideals, right? Could be. Yeah, because that's why we have this star card here, so that makes sense. So the star card means that there is a brand new generation in your family, and I feel like it's you, Gemini. You're the new generation of your family that is going to bring a lot of success to your family. Your family may have gone through a lot of setbacks. Your parents, your grandparents, they didn't have the opportunities that you have, Gemini, and you, and maybe even your siblings and your cousins, whoever you grew up with, are the new generation that is bringing in this brand new, successful, expanding energy, right? That is very beautiful. Some of you guys are on the cusp of Gemini and Taurus. Okay? Or Taurus and Gemini, you're on the cusp. Brand new energy, you guys. That's beautiful. So there was a lot of chaotic energy in your family in the past, or your ancestors, but now the universe is like, okay, we have this new generation that's going to bring in some change. It's going to organize, bring some organized energy, right? Bring some brand new energy, some healing energy to your family, okay? And some of you guys, this expands even into your culture, not just your family, okay? You're bringing a new face to your family. Let's clarify these cards for you, Gemini, Universe Source, for Gemini. Clarify these cards for Gemini for their family relationships. But yeah, your family has gone through a lot of change, Or you have gone through a lot of change, Gemini, where you may have been very angry at your family, or you're angry at the world because of how you were treated in your family, and you kind of just had to figure it out for yourself without your family's help, until one day the universe was like, all right, you may have hit rock bottom at some point in your life, Gemini, and now you're learning that you have a purpose, that you have something to offer the world. You realize that you have some seeds to plant, and you're brand new now, right? You're healing from family wounds or family traumas. Your Gemini, universe, generational curses, right? Being uplifted, being reversed, right? Yeah. Page of Wands. So this is definitely speaking. Some of you guys are definitely dealing with a Leo. Some of you guys are dealing with a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Taurus. Sagittarius and Aquarius are here as well. But Gemini, with this Page of Wands here, your generation, Gemini, or just you being born, you are the beginning of a brand new start for your family, right? And your energy is going to carry on that. The change that you bring to your family, or others of you, this is you are going to bring into this world the change, which is going to be your children. Your children are going to be very special. You are going to be the vessel and the portal that brings in this beautiful energy into your family, right? This change. But others of you, this is just you, and even the children that if you decide to have children, like, they're going to have that same effect on your family and on the world. Okay? Some of you guys are traveling and you're moving away from your family because you're tired of the fighting, you're tired of the drama, you're just done with it. And it could be that, you know, your family just ended up crumbling or crashing and burning or completely splitting up because of all these fights and whatnot. Yeah, we have we've got another page here. There goes that brand new energy, that generation, children, right? Could be that there's a lot of people in your family who are all talk, but no, they don't do any. They like fighting. They like to talk a lot of big shit, but they don't actually do anything about it, right? They don't. It's like the energy of your family. Some of you Gemini, it's like it's just stagnant for some of you. Just very stagnant. Too much fighting, not getting along, right? Others of you Gemini, if that's not your family, maybe you have a very loving family, or maybe you just had really parents who were really hard on you and disciplined you really harshly growing up. And when you were a kid, when you were little, you were just angry at the world, or you were a rebel. I see the Page of Swords as a rebel in a way. It's like they're just ready to take on the world, no matter how sloppy they are at it, right? But I just get the sense some of you Gemini, you definitely you've had to fend for yourself. You've had to fight the world by yourself at a very young age, or at least that's how you felt, okay? But that's because you're meant for bigger and greater things in life now. You really are. Yeah, we have Justice here. We have Justice with more Libra energy. So some of you guys have a lot of Libra in your chart, or you're dealing with a Libra in your family who is a no bullshit type of person. So maybe there was a Libra in your life. Maybe when you were a kid, they disciplined you really harshly, or you just didn't like them in your family. And then as you got older, you kind of rebelled against them, could be. But I also see this as balance being brought to your family. Balance. Some type of balance. So there is healing here for your family, Gemini. And others of you, if you're not interested in that and you want to just move on because you're tired of the bullshit in your family, you're just cutting it off. You're just done. You're clearing away all of the negative energies. You're balancing your life despite what your family thinks. You know, your family may still be out of balance, but you're the one that's willing to balance yourself and have your own children, and, you know, not repeat certain patterns of behavior that your family constantly repeats, right? More children, Page of Pentacles, again, look at that. So some of you guys have children, or you will have an earth sign child, a Taurus, okay? Some of you guys are Tauruses. You're a sun in Taurus, but you may have Gemini rising, or a Venus, or a moon sign in Gemini, I'm sorry. So some of you guys are Tauruses that I'm reading for right now, but you have Gemini in your chart and you resonate with that. So if you resonate with being a Taurus, you should check out your Taurus reading as well. But some of you guys have a Taurus baby, or you will give birth to a baby or conceive a baby during Taurus season. Okay, some of you guys are getting pregnant during Taurus season. Some of you guys may have a court case with a Cancer or something in Taurus season. But I'm still getting child energy, right? Your family needs to mature. There are those of you who are dealing with parents or older people in your family who just are dense. Like you can't get through to them, right? But I do see this as well, Gemini, as you have a lot to give the world. Your children, you as a generation, your generation brought a lot of change. It doesn't mean that you have to be a part of the millennial generation or Generation X or like baby boomers. Whenever you were born, for the Geminis that I'm speaking to, you brought some type of change to your family from the generation that you come from, okay? Some type of change. 8 of Cups, clarifying the Tower. Like something happened where you or your family had to leave. Maybe your house may have burned down, or there was a natural disaster where You just needed to move. Others of you, you needed to move from your country because you saw that there, years down the line, that it was going to be shit. Like it was all just going to crash and burn. There was going to be a war. Some of you guys, there was a war in your country and you ended up moving someplace else to build this wealth here. You ended up having children. Some of you guys had 3 children, or your parents had 3, had you and some other siblings, and they moved you and your siblings to another country so that you guys can have better opportunities as children that your parents or your grandparents did not have. Okay? But others of you, a tower moment happened in your family and you're like, peace, I'm not about to stay here. Like, I'm done with y'all, right? It happens. It happens. All right, just because they family does not mean that it's a ride or die situation, right? Okay, yep, 7 of Wands. So there are those of you who definitely were like, I'm out, doing my own thing, not staying here. Some of you guys pieced out and left your family, your parents, you slammed the door in their face, whatever. Like, I don't know where I'm getting that from. But others of you, again, you moved to another country, or you moved states, right? You moved overseas, or you moved states, you moved to another city because you were tired of, some of you, there was some gang violence in your city, or there was like just too much bad energy, right? Some of you guys may have somebody in your family who drinks too much, or they started drinking and maybe you got into a fight about that with them, okay? But yeah, Gemini, another portion of you, y'all are just done with your family and you're just like, I'm gonna go live my life. I'm tired of the bullshit with this family. Others of you, you still love your family and you guys just are wanting to move to another place or to another country, or your parents or your grandparents moved your family to another country because of how bad it was where you guys were born or where you were living, okay? But there's huge opportunity for your family. There's definitely great financial improvement for your family. I do see that for those of you who are wondering. Like, there is definitely success after a setback. The setback is over, okay? All right, you guys. Much love and light to all of you, Gemini. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, guys.